Merry Christmas and welcome to BricksNShticks. My name is Lachlan, and on this very festive day, I'll be taking a look at the LEGO Star Wars set 40658 Millennium Falcon Holiday Diorama. This set was released on the 1st of October 2023 and retired at the end of December that very same year, though for over a year after, it was still quite readily available from in-person LEGO stores. This set is rated for ages 8 and up, has 282 pieces, and within its interesting lifespan could have been purchased for about 45 Australian dollars, which just from looking at the box seems a little over the top in my opinion. So, in this review, I'll be figuring out if it is really overpriced or not. The set comes with 5 named characters, being Rey and Finn in some knitted sweaters, Chewbacca, a Porg, and BB-8. The front of the box depicts what the set would more than likely look like if it was in the Falcon itself, giving us a little bit of Falconception. Moving around to the side of the box, we can see that same image from the front, as well as the typical Star Wars and LEGO logos, which we can see echoed on the top of the box, along with this set's 1:1 scaled minifigure, Rey, in her holiday sweater. For the final part of the box that I'll be looking at, the back, we get another angle of the set, showing a hidden compartment to store the 2 included lightsabers, as well as some close-ups of Rey and Finn reading the sacred Jedi texts, and Finn and Chewie playing a game of holochess. But as nice as the box is, I don't think that it alone is worth the full $45. So let's open this thing up and see if we can find that value. Within the box, we find ourselves 3 numbered bags. An unnumbered bag containing a few larger parts, an instruction manual, and the true present of them all, no sticker sheet. Before moving on though, I just wanted to point out the sheer size of bag 3 compared to the number of parts that were included within it. Moments like this is why I'm quite happy about LEGO's new paper bags. But enough about the bags. On first impressions, its footprint is exactly as large as I had expected it to be, though everything feels a lot more cramped somehow. As mentioned a little earlier, this set comes with 5 named minifigures. Starting with Rey, the low point of the set in my opinion, she comes with a fun lime green sweater which depicts the Falcon on the front, and has some small snowflake patterns flowing around onto the back. Unfortunately, her legs aren't as festive, being just a solid white. She also comes with 2 face prints, one with a light smile and the other looking a bit more serious. LEGO also gave her the lightsaber she has from the end of episode 9, or rather they attempted to. Throughout the sequels, Rey can be seen using Anakin's blue lightsaber, right up until the end of episode 9 when she finally gets her own unique lightsaber, which has a gunmetal grey hilt, which LEGO got right, and a yellow blade, which, well, they didn't get as right. And I know it's not the biggest deal in the world, but LEGO has made this colour of blade before, so I'm not too sure what their thought process of giving Rey a neon green blade was, but this is what we get. Moving on to the superior lightsaber wielding minifigure within this set though, Finn. His Christmas sweater, as you can see, is dark blue with a red resistant symbol sewn in on the front, and a much more obvious snowflake pattern, which, again, flows round right onto his back. Finn's pants have a small but nice amount of printing on the front of them, which is more than we get with Rey. And his lightsaber, assuming it is Anakin's one, is perfectly accurate to what we've seen before. And talking about things that we've seen before, our favourite Wookiee Chewbacca comes in with that iconic head mold and great printing that has been seen in a total of 19 other sets to date. LEGO didn't really include any specific accessories for Chewie, but that is more than fine, because there is a whole space turkey on the table just calling for him. Next up, we have a Porg, and this is the first one of these guys that I have ever gotten, so I'm pretty happy to finally have one. With that said, this little guy is a lot boxier than I had expected. I feel like LEGO chose to make Porgs a buildable character to add a few extra pieces to each set that included one. And though it was a nice small build, I can't help but feel that he would have looked a lot better if LEGO had just created a new mold. Regardless, as I said, I am quite happy to finally be adding one to my collection. The final named character we get is none other than BB-8 himself. Made out of 2 pieces, this tiny droid is fantastic to get. And as always, he comes with some great printing all the way around his head and torso, making him a standout point of proof that LEGO can indeed do 360-degree printing. Before I move on from the minifigures, LEGO included one extra accessory. For the first and only time so far, LEGO included a sacred Jedi text, which stores as much information as the Dragon Scroll from Kung Fu Panda. But enough about the minifigures and Kung Fu Panda apparently. How does the build itself hold up? If you want the short answer, pretty well. If you're after the longer answer though, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll be sure to tell you just that. Done? Fantastic. This set has a lot going for it, but without any minifigures in the scene, the set does feel like it's lacking something. But the moment you add them in, well, that's when things start to shine. Exactly as is, the set provides quite a fun festive display, having heaps of different ways for the characters included to interact with one another, including the possibility for this interaction. I'm going to pretend like that isn't possibly a roast porg. LEGO managed to holidayify the Falcon to, in my opinion, just the right amount. The decorations are subtle, but for such a small display really make up a large amount of the eye candy within the build. The tree consists of 3 leaf pieces, a couple of red studs to look like ball balls, and a large transparent blue star to top it off. It's held up by this brown stem, attached to a 2x2 jumper plate hidden by the foliage of the tree from the front. There is also another one of those blue stars behind the seat at the holochess table. In the center of the diorama, we can find this large white table with a large space turkey, single carrot, and an empty glass sitting on top. The legs of this space turkey can be removed and held by a minifigure, such as our hairy friend over here. And of course, above it all, we find a string of colored lights, along with some festive looking greenery to really solidify that cozy holiday feel. Next to the holochess board, there is a small nook in the wall, which is a pretty nice touch from LEGO's behalf. The only issue with it is, well, it's kind of meant to be flipped horizontally by about 180 degrees, which we know thanks to the Smuggler's Run ride at Disney World, Florida. Looking at the backside of this nook, we find 2 clips which can be used to hold the included lightsabers if you decide you don't want them on display. Oh, and I should have mentioned, the nook is the perfect size for a minifigure to lie down. Continuing on with the sides of the set that more than likely won't be shown on display, the backside of the back wall is how you would expect it to look. Nothing too fancy here. Now, as nice of a display piece as this set is, it's not Christmas all year round, which LEGO very kindly thought of, allowing us to take off all the decorations and leaving us with a perfectly normal diorama. And with some extra minifigures, you're able to fill this set out all year round. Which brings us back to the question I set out to answer. Is this set really worth almost 50 Australian dollars? If you're someone who judges a set based on the price per piece ratio, this set, from its retail price, comes in at about 16 cents per piece, which isn't terrible, but is certainly far from great. Personally though, I prefer to judge a set simply on how I feel about it. And with this set, well, I'm quite mixed. On one hand, this is a Star Wars set below $50 with 5 unique named characters, which is unfortunately quite a rarity, but definitely works in this set's favor. On the other hand, it does feel quite small for $45. Unlike other sets that sit in at around this price range, this one was a LEGO Store exclusive, which meant that, for a good while, it did not go on sale. That was until it had sat on shelves for over a year and LEGO decided to put it on clearance. So for its full price, I don't think that it was worth the money. But after LEGO reduced its price, it certainly became a lot more appealing. With that said though, if you would like to buy this set for yourself, you are still able to, but only through third-party sites such as Amazon, for anywhere between 60 to 80 Australian dollars. But I will certainly be adding this set to my annual Christmas display, which only gets weirder as the years go on and more IPs get added. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and are still feeling a little festive, you should check out my Christmas review from last year. Have a very Merry Christmas, take care, and talk soon.